got classics, we got new stories, wild worlds to view. Samurai swords to Mechamite. Every episode ignite the night. Power up, get ready to go. Feel the hype, it's about to flow. Anime unlock, turn it up. Energy blast, fill your cup. Anime unlock, turn it up. Energy blast, fill your cup. Old school, new school, never stop. It's a vibe, it's a drop, it's a bop, bop, bop. From the ninjas in the hit and miss to the stars where the myths exist. Villains rise, heroes fight, we're breaking it down every night. Enemy dreams in neon glow. Unfold the tales you need to know. From action-packed to heartfelt scenes, we're unlocking all your dreams. We got new stories, wild worlds to view. Samurai swords to Mechamite. Every episode ignite the night. Power up, get ready to go. Feel the hype, it's about to flow. Samurai sword, ignite the night. Power up, get ready to go. Feel the hype, it's about to flow. To view. Samurai swords to mech the night. Every episode ignite the night. Power up, get ready to go. Feel the hype, it's about to fall. Old school, new school, never stop. It's a vibe, it's a drop, it's a bop, bop, bop. From the ninjas in the hidden mist to the stars where the myths exist. Villains rise, heroes fight, we're breaking it down every night. Anime dreams in neon glow. Unfold the tales you need to know. From action-packed to heartfelt scenes, we're unlocking all your dreams. Lights flash, feel the bass, feel the smash. Black David Wally in the zone. Anime, you're locked, you're not alone. We got classics, we got new stories, wild worlds to view. Samurai swords to Mechamite. Every episode ignite the night. Power up, get ready to go. Feel the hype, it's about to flow. Samurai swords to Mechamite. Every episode ignite the night. Power up, get ready to
Ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing? Sorry for a little technical difficulty that I had a little earlier. This is the Anime Unlock show. I don't like how my video is looking. No. There you go, that's better. Now in the mirror roll. Once again, this is CBN Tech Talk, aka Black David, aka Bear Paws. We're in the middle of the week. And right now, I want everybody to come in, get themselves situated for this show. I hope my co-host will show up too. I didn't realize I got the little too big detail. Like, oh shoot, because this week was kind of weird. I know we're in the middle of the week, a lot kind of going on. So everybody have a okay week from the beginning of the week so far. How's everybody doing so far? How's everybody been this week? So this is Wednesday, August 13, 2025. Middle of the week. We got like two more days before we hit the weekends. Much what it is. And we got a very interesting topic for tonight. But this topic is no easy topic. I'll say that. What's going on, Wally?
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen?
This topic is something I
Uh,
would say, I want to put it. Anyone who have watched this anime, I read the manga, I heard what's going on with the creator. We know that people were actually waiting when he get better or who could take over. It was very interesting when you think about it that way. For some reason, this is similar to Dragon Ball in a way, if I might be wrong. Think? Hmm?
Say that again.
The situation with this franchise is almost similar to Dragon Ball franchise,
In what way?
where the creator had bad health. He was the one that run the show.
Okay, so if you're saying from a creator standpoint, not from an actual
Mm-hmm.
manga standpoint.
Man was sick for a good long time. So they made more than enough anime to go, but they couldn't go any further to the next arc because the creativity was not well. There was some kind of loyalty to this creator. Am I wrong?
Say it again.
There was some kind of loyalty to the creator, if I'm wrong.
Is it loyalty
Unlike,
to the creator?
yeah, unlike Dragon Ball,
I wouldn't say that. I'll say
oh,
more of a bleeding dry experiment.
explain that.
Well, let's be honest here. Every single time you hear about these writers, one way or another, it's always linked back to health issues. Why the anime tends to tank or fall behind. And in that same notion, it's like, well, where are we looking at this to the point that, okay, the studios are asking for more work because they see the projections, they see how anime fans are looking into this, they see how more intense it is, and they know that the community is asking for more. But then to a point of that, it's like, well, where do we sacrifice the actual creator's health when we're trying to actually like, because again, it's one thing to have the work, but it's another thing to also know you do not have nothing. What's going on, Libido Network? What's going on, Russ? Yeah, what's going on? But yeah, but what is the point of sacrificing yourself when it comes to this and doing work? Because it's like, think about it. You don't never hear quote unquote health issues in production in America for some reason, but you're hearing that in Japan. How's that the problem? Make that make sense?
I'm glad you point that one out. I'm glad, yo, because we have done a couple of franchise where in common place, the creator, the author of this franchise, whatever franchise we talk about, have bad health. It's coming a common practice. Why are they in bad health? That's the first thing came to my mind. Who responsible for it? Number two, were they being over stressed out based on the supply and demand? Number three, or there's something that they're not telling us. Number four.
Well, think about it from the creator of Dragon Ball, aka Akira Takayama. The reason why, yeah, got you, Russ. Thank you for tuning in, man. But the reason why, Akira, like, cause look, Akira Takayama wanted to be done with Dragon Ball more sooner than earlier than later, right? But what happened? The production company that he was under wanted more work out of Dragon Ball. And again, like what you said to me before, there's possible rumors that it was linked to the financial state of Japan itself to keep it alive. So if it's true, then of course, then that is a big weight on the shoulders. But my thing is, understand two things. It's if it's truly true, right? If there's a financial link to it, then why wasn't the health not preserved out of the creators to make sure that it stays going. And at the same time, at least if there is a written project or even a written stuff, okay, I could see like, okay, Kerry Takayama maybe wrote this, had timing to write it and timing not to do this, not on a deadline, but having time to actually write it. Someone else, you know, goes forward. Someone else amongst his team that he knows and trusts will, you know, be able to push it. So he actually puts energy into it. And then after that, saves him some energy from actually being able to sit back and wait for the work to actually be productive. And then he doesn't gamble his energy, let alone aka his livelihood. And then he goes out like this. So again, it's like there has to be a part when we have to also say for the value of the anime, for any anime show, comic, whatever you think of, the value of the anime is by the writer. And if you're gonna keep the writer alive, then you gotta slow the fuck down. Because let's be honest, like if you look at so even from the standpoint of comics, aka Marvel, salute to the go to Marvel that made
Stan Lee.
Stan Lee, he left out around what 70, 80 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think in comparison, I think what Akira, like when he left,
50, I believe, 50, 60.
right? So if 50 to 60, I mean, just compare the age. You're trying to tell me a man that you should be more healthier, generally more healthier than somebody in America, and yet you get out before he does. Make that make sense?
I'm glad you point that one out because when I heard about this franchise with the same thing, I thought, whoa. I thought it was only Akira Toriyama goes with it. You got to watch a lot more anime. You start to find out the same thing was going on. Like, wait, why are all these anime creators all of a sudden getting sick all of a sudden? Like, what's the deal? Like, no, seriously, like, what the hell is going on? They're making huge
Yeah, so
amount of money.
Akira Takayama was 68 when he passed.
68. The last time I checked, he wasn't doing no heavy lifting. Yet he writing.
What? He's a writer. What heavy lifting does they need to do? Like that's the thing that makes no sense.
Exactly.
Right.
That's why I find it very, very strange. Because I want to say thank you to Lebito Network coming in. I think they understand what was going on. Shout out to them. Salute. He came out for good work, good Wally. Understand?
Right, and Stan Lee when he passed away was 96.
Who?
So make it make sense. Stan Lee, he was 96 when he left. So again, from someone that lives in America that technically that's technically labeled as food hazard place because of the amounts of BS that is in the food, survived longer than somebody that is in a better condition and living condition that has no junk in their food.
Now that's the thing that caught me off guard. I said, hold on. If I remember correctly, the food and the lifestyle in Japan is almost the complete opposite of the United States. So there has to be far more healthier food in Japan than that in the US. But there has to be a reason why these people not getting it. Like, what are they eating? What are they doing? The health should not be at risk. Should never be. Because I don't. Cause when I found out there were mad people waiting for the next arc, I watched Hunter A Hunter on Netflix. I never know this thing was the beat of anime. I was like, yo. And I see where they left off. I was going forward. I said, what took them long? I started to Google it. Like a year or two ago. I tried to research it and everything. Oh, the creative health is not good. I'm like, what? What's going on? And there was a help. If you want to say, what? You want to say this one could have been an emperor or anime? Could have been. But this anime was no joke. It was not a joke at all. And I like the production and everything, but why and they don't have a protege who can help run it, just like he did with Akira Toriyama at a time, or and funny about it, they didn't go behind this creator back like they did in Dragon Ball Z franchise. Finally, loyalty on this production. Let me start reading out the introduction. Hunter x Hunter is a play that follows the journey of a young boy named Gong Freeze. He discovered that his long-lost father, Jin, is a legendary hunter, an elite professional who can track down real creatures, hidden treasures, and even other people. Inspired by his father's adventure, Gong decided to become a hunter himself. For a young boy, the series chronicles Gong exciting and often dangerous, or pretty much more dangerous than you think about it, adventures as he takes the difficult hunter examination. Hey, good evening, Mariana. How you doing?
Going
Befriend
on,
fellow
going on.
aspiring hunters like Historic Kuapika, that was a very unique name, the revenge-driven Lirio, and the mysterious assassin Killua Zodak. I'm not going out the way it sounds like because it probably sounds enough, but I'm not saying that way. So this is Zodak, that's all. If y'all want to correct me, you correct it in your head. Now, have me pronounce it the wrong way. Eventually embark on a quest to find his father. Along the way, they face incredible challenge, encountering powerful allies and formidable enemies, and learn more about themselves and the world hunter. This show is known for its complex characters, which by far made it you very highly unique, intricate, intricate plot line, and a unique power to the core me. Now, I don't want to go to the next slide yet, but we were talking behind the scene how some people grade anime based on certain things, if I'm correct. Character creation, right? World building, right? Power system is not correct. And the plot line or plot twist. How often have you find out people don't really take their time out or pay close attention to the anime they're watching? Wally?
Apparently enough.
Because you show me stuff that I was like, okay, oh, you see this right now. Do I need to create a hit list of idiots who don't need to be watching anime at all since they are low IQ? Someone was saying something about Jujutsu Kaisen is not plotline. It doesn't make any sense. I'm like, the fact it don't make any sense because you don't make any sense. When we get to Jujutsu Kaisen, we go break that one down. But I need to be careful with that nonsense. This plot line, the character creation on this was very, very complex. It got me trying to figure. I was trying to figure out every character for what it is. Gong, when he in the green uniform, come up a bit too pure of a guy. But his strength level don't make no sense. Let me put that one right there. Killua, the mischievous assassin, that's the guy with the white shirt. He considered to be the very best of his family. The soon heir of the who will lead the family. Right? Lirio, well, he's a very comical, weird character. Dr. Tall Butter with the suit. Kurapika, the one who look at the traditional uniform, the blue, white, yellow hair. That's the dude you need to be careful of. Yo, we all talk. And the power system they have, it will break it down nicely. And let's be real though, they were the power system, with the only anime that they let you understand how the power system actually works. compared to Dragon Ball Z, My Hero Academia, and many other anime. Am I wrong, Wally?
As far as having one of the better power systems.
Not only power, they're able to explain how it actually functions.
Well, yes. So pretty much, well, we'll get to that as far as when it gets to the slide. But one thing's for sure, the power system is very, I would say, I mean, pretty much I have no choice but to say it right now. But honestly, the power system is probably one of the best ones in anime history, period.
You serious?
I'm dead ass serious. I mean, let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. I'm sorry. But when you trying to tell me, if you're trying to tell me like a scaling of someone else's power system, some people's power system are broken and janky with no clear visual numbers, which then after that goes over rail when you start to question what the logic is. For instance, perfect example, Goku was not supposed to beat Frieza based upon the power scaling that they pursued. So again, bull and ish. You can't sit here and tell me after a million years later that when you go into Super, Frasier magically just had to train a couple of times and voila, he's already in gold form, huh? That means you could have been that long time ago. So no. This honestly is the most respected power scaling in anime. Period. I'm calling it. I wish you would tell me otherwise.
You know what? We might have a show about this. It is an interesting topic to look into, whereby I'm not sure we might hurt people feeling about their favorite anime power system.
Technically, I already did.
This one kind of like
I already did. I'm so sorry. I already did. Let's be honest. When you think about this, I'll even go further. Hold on. Let me get on this screen real quick just to make sure you
go your ass.
No, I'm standing on business. Okay, just let you know I'm standing on business. Look, you do not start Gone looking like a powerhouse mofo. Granted, amongst other animes, they don't start that either. But let's be honest. When you're talking about learning, understanding the basis and the premise, how to expand, then understanding a further dialogue into building then as far as being what type of specialist are you in Pacific? Hello? No, they ain't no one better. Because I've been hearing a whole bunch of crazy shit about some other people's animes, and your power scaling, some of y'all are just a little bit outlandish for me. I'm just saying, it's just a little bit outlandish for me. It just is. It just is. It just is. It just is. No. And yes, I can even look, there's certain animes even that I love. I will body just to prove it. Because personally, it's just cat. It's just all cat. Sorry to say it. It's just cat. The amount of power, the amount of scaling that animes have is just somewhat ridiculous. And there is no there really is no measurement. It's like you take it from one place and then raise it up to X 100 times just to raise it up a notch. And I'm like, how do we do this? How? Now, granted, I will sit here and say within this anime, there was a stretch, and that's a later arc that I will say that they made these certain characters too powerful. But as far as the base premise of people building up then, which is the power structure in this is fair game. It's probably one of the best in anime. It's probably the first number one in my opinion. As far as I can remember, probably number one in my opinion. Straight up.
I'm glad you mentioned that because at first, when I was watching the Dragon Balls, looking at their power scaling method, you had these, let's be real, they messed up from the beginning. They had the scouter, right? Where you can gauge people's power level, right? You need to do that into the anime in Dragon Ball Z. Not Dragon Ball, but Dragon Ball Z. It got to a point whereby that scouter has a limitation. Which means, the question is, why will you introduce such an instrument that will give people power? then you know you put a cap limit to it. That's one. Two, there's certain beings or certain people who can overpower the scouter to the point whereby it explodes upon reading. Because I'm sure Wally would agree heavily that it didn't make no realistic sense that you build a character where you have something like a scouter. So it gave people power level. And whenever Goku, Vegeta, or Frieza or anyone decide to say, you know what, it's time to go pop the weasel. This guy had to go crazy. And next, you know that. So now there's no way you can gauge the power level. There's no device out there to gauge the power. So you put that into existence. So right now there was a
the power
bullshit.
scaling. It's a load of garbage.
I know. This is why there was a bunch of bullshit with. I have to agree with Wally when somebody came out and said, I don't know, you explain it to me. Master Ultra Instinct Goku, Master Ultra Ego Vegeta, Broly, Beast Gohan, and Piccolo are equal in power level. Which we all know that's straight bullshit. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't add up. It defeats the purpose to make it seem that both Goku and Vegeta were busting their ass, raising their level. Unheard of, right? But somehow Gohan caught up after he had an emotional burst. So he jumped through a bunch of hurdles to meet up with his father and his father's rival. Now, Broly, on the other hand, individually speaking, I don't think he equal to that of Goku or Vegeta. If I remember correctly, they had to feud together to kick it behind. So how are they even when they got to fuse? Would be safe to say Broly and Vegeta have not been measured yet because he's surpassed both of them?
But my thing is with Broly, at least his power scaling is a little bit more understandable. Because again, Legendary Super Saiyan is pretty much, I would say, it's an amplification that is, I think, doubled or tripled that or quadrupled that of a normal Legendary Super Saiyan, of a normal Super Saiyan, I should say, right? So in this case, there is a different influctuation, but I think that's the reason why the raging out process. Because if you notice, right, when they go into apes, if you do not have control of the ape form, then of course you're gonna rage out as an ape, as the AKA Gazaru, I think properly one of those names. I know it's not the exact name, but you're gonna properly rage out, right? If you don't have consciousness. So with that said, in the same intuitive, I would believe in a sense of, this is why I say it like this, right? Super Saiyan at base form is pretty much saying you're someone that has at least some understandable control of the form you have once you obtain it, or in some form or facets. Whereas Legendary Super Saiyan is a brute form of, I would say, the energy impact, the energy from the ape that you couldn't withhold, but it's just monstrous. But at the same time, it's also just fine because you can't even control it when you're in the status of it, right? So for Broly, it's like, again, the fact that they said when Broly has control and finally turns into a Super Saiyan, the natural formation of it at least, he is even more stronger than in that form. So again, I believe there is a much in-depth purpose of why that is. But of course, as throughout the years, when you hear Akira Takayama hear and say certain things, there's a lot of things he hasn't really thought through when it comes to Dragon Ball in its entirety. So I'll leave that alone.
I'm glad you mentioned that. So looking at the overview, the title Hunter x Hunter, the creator himself is Yoshihiro Togashi. Also, here's a fun fact about this guy, ladies and gentlemen. He is also the creator of Yu Yu Hakusho. This man created a juggernaut for Yu Yu Hakusho.
And I would love to sit here and say this. This is why this is one of the best anime producers. I mean, that made anime. Because again, when I seen that he was the one that wrote this too, and let alone Yu Yu Hakusho, I'm like, I ultimately understand. I ultimately understood. Because ultimately it's pretty much closely the same, but it's slightly different. It's pretty much different. Because even then, when I sit here and say that literally Hunter x Hunter is probably one of the best, like the best, like power systems, I truly believe that, because in most cases you couldn't even really question what was the power system really in Yu Yu Hakusho. So you even further defined it in this, which is again way more. So if you look at just what is in this and then reflect back to what it was in Yu Yu, you can probably see and say, yeah, there was a lot of influence of just fine tuning this, very much so. Because again, the psychology or factor in this anime, even from the stance of just the the power scaling, is phenomenal. It's very phenomenal.
And this is why when I found out that this is what it is, here's the first thing came to my mind. When would they do the reboot of Yu Yu Hakusho? Where they update the production of it? Because no disrespect to anybody, but here what I had an issue too. No one say Yu Yu Hakusho is one of the emperor or the big three.
Yes.
Well, it was that damn good also.
Yeah. Of the 90s.
It came in the 90s. It was a major hit.
Yeah. No, there
In
is
fact-
no, you wouldn't find no one if you watch 90s anime that wouldn't sit here and say Yu Yu is not part of the big three. And if you do, I can only imagine what did you put in its place. Because again, in most cases, you would have to say Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho,
Mhm.
and Sailor Moon.
Mhm.
There is some swaps. You can say Samurai X. You can say others. So again, I could see certain people making certain swaps, but those got to be very much so the swaps. Because if not,
But let me throw a monkey wrench to this though. Was it not the same year or decade that Samurai X Bonnie Kenshi came out?
that's what I just said earlier.
Yeah, but not only that, they got a reboot and looking better than the old version. I'm like, okay, a production redo. It made it even better. What about Yu Yu Hakusho? How come they didn't get the chance to go to a reboot?
Because maybe the creator didn't want it.
But you can do the live action version of it on Netflix.
I mean, again, this goes back to the
I'm
idea
pointing
of
out.
the creator. Because again, the creator, you really want to put the creator through more hassle just to put on a reboot?
No. Hold on. You already have the entire material of Yu Yu Hakusho, with no different from Ronnie Kenshi. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna call that.
All right, but I'm just gonna ask you though.
The first production of Ronnie Kenshi was good as it is, but they took that thing and remastered everything. So you need the creator control on it, or you're gonna do it as it is, but with better production, better graphic, or to extend it.
So I'm just gonna ask one simple question: did it really? I mean, honestly, did Roland Kenshin needed a reboot? Did Yu Yu Hakusho really need a reboot? Because all you're really saying is, oh, just modify the graphics. Okay, I mean, but do the story itself at that current time did it needed a reboot?
They didn't need a reboot, but I think
What's the problem?
What demand? There could be a supply demand of.
No, what I'm saying is, if it doesn't need to
I'm glad you said
reboot,
it, but here's the
anyone
thing.
can just go back and go watch the content.
I know, because that's the thing that happened with Guyver, the bio armor. They did a reboot on that one, and the graphic of the later one were better than the first one.
Of course, it's gonna be better. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, it's gonna be better.
So I get the fact that they love the anime, they love the product. They're like, you know what? Let's give it a better polish. So let me ask you, I'll rephrase it again. You think Yu Yu Hakusho could have been recreated for a better production for the new fans so they can get introduced to this?
I mean, you can say that
Or
about
they can
any
cheat?
anime. Literally, any anime.
Okay.
Any anime that looks slightly
Okay.
old-fashioned, which is almost a lot of them in the throwback days. You can say that about a lot of animes.
Number two. Actual Boy went to a reboot too. I remember
So
that one.
it's just like, but honestly, it's like if it's there, it's there. It's like, what's the point?
So no what? That's another question to ask for another show. Which anime qualified for a reboot, or which anime should get a reboot? Because I think they
But the thing is, okay, okay, one thing I want to put into framework is this: what is the quality of the reboot we're asking for? Because honestly, I'm gonna tell you right now, there should be quote unquote a reboot, as in a hard reboot, because the shit was just not what it is, or should it have been, based upon a manga comparison or anything else of just what they try to sell you as far as an anime from coming from a gaming perspective, aka Gungrave.
Are you referring to Yu Yu Hakusho or
No, I'm
in
saying
anime
Gungrave
that
as a dig, as a part of a dig. But
oh shit.
yes, because that's coming from gaming, and then they choose to fuck up they had a hot streak, and then they fucked that up towards the end. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we had a show concerning about Gungrave, and I went in with a not with a butcher knife, with a machete because I was pissed the hell off. Wale came with a sickle, and he was doing the Green Reaper on it too. But we both didn't give that enemy no mercy.
Look, if an anime is supposed to be dark, you're supposed to sell a little bit. Look, again, I'm definitely gonna rewatch it to just give a good, clean context. But if you're gonna sell dark, you better sell it right. I'm just saying.
AKA Berserk.
You better sell it right. 'Cause that just wasn't like. Don't get me wrong. Yes, the based upon how they sold it and everything, it's like, yeah, technically it's supposed to be dark, but it didn't feel like it. Not the way that they're supposed to, in a sense.
And there's many other dark animes out there that it was twisted. Tokyo Ghoul's dark. Um, Hellsing was particularly sick in the head dark.
Yeah.
The night twisted way. We were like, hello. Ninja Scroll was dark and like up in the head. Like, seriously, are you bringing any type of topic up in here? And we do know that we're gonna bring it in modern time. Know that got canceled. Ninja Scroll that got canceled. But look what I got canceled 10 times over. Right, Wally? Yo, when we had that,
I mean, there's a
show,
reason why.
bro,
Well, technically, anime in its entirety is getting canceled because of this stupid ass law that's out here trying to fight to destroy anime in the U.S. It's some BS.
because some overgrown, educated reject, which he's not really educated. He's kind of like epic center of a failure. He didn't graduate high school nor college without his daddy money. No, he didn't got the brain capacity or the brain matter to actually push through. This is the guy you need to bring picture to him to understand. He can't write words. Words kill him. His brain explodes if he's trying to think too hard. You get that with a what do you call it? An aneurysm? No, when you trying to think so hard, you try to pop in a vein.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one. Come on.
Yeah, that's the thing. Manga debut March 3rd,
Oh, I
1998.
thought you was done
ongoing.
with this.
No. We were talking about the creator. Which
Oh,
was,
okay. Yeah.
we like
Okay,
he
go
created
ahead,
Yu Yu
go ahead.
Hakusho. We would
Yeah,
end
go
that
ahead, go
thing because that's a powerhouse. So this guy created two powerhouses.
Yeah. All right, keep going.
That's black and white. You ask me. I'm a creator. I could say I'm one of the best creators in Japan. I created two big powerhouses. Who can say that about me? He can do that. Here's a joke though. The manga debuted in 1998. and it's still going. Irregular release. Genre: action, adventure, fantasy for real. Martial art, ridiculous. Philological. Can we say this anime is almost dark too? Very twisted way.
I would say it got if you consider it dark, it got dark towards like the what arc? I think towards the Chimera Ants arc. That's when it got dark.
But before it got dark, it was entering that when he had a one particular character, he would I don't want to say the word. He almost looked like he came out of the Diddy Club, but he got kicked out because he was too dangerous.
You talking about you talking about the clown, eh? Yeah, well, I mean, those are dark characters. Those were dark characters, but
But where this one particular.
okay. See, now this clown, I ain't gonna lie, this dude, you have to put zesty tag on him because you don't know where he's coming from. You don't know if he's zesty or if he's actually just looking for a good opponent. I'm telling you, you just don't know. This guy is on some stuff.
This had to go effed up character of all time. This character make Frida look like a punk. In my own view. Cause the way he been going on, it was messing me up. I was like, no offense. Is he kind of like, in that community, or he just quit and effed up in the head on a higher level. You're like, I'm like, yo, stop. Sometimes I have to pause it and walk away, not to shake off the aura of that animal. I'm like, yo, who created this character? Why the character so effed up in the head? Why he so twisted?
But it made it so funny at the same time, though.
Forget Killua older brother who was lost a couple of marbles a long time ago. This one took the cake of the cake. Well, I can't wait till you get ripe. Oh.
Hey, no. When you said that, I was like, wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. What type of prepping is this?
No offense. This anime. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't watched this anime, my warning, advice to this is the anime. You cannot have a drink and enjoy the anime without choking and you shoot the drink out of your nose, or you're eating and that part kicked in and you no one dared to do CPR on your behind because you were eating something and that thing just threw you off. I will not invite you to eat no drink when you watch this anime. We'll talk. It was that messed up in the head. This character was doing me in a way whereby I was like, is he watching PDD? He's scary. The thing he be doing, the risk he be taking. I'm like, hold on. How this guy, and this was the villain that they had to collab. I'm like, no, in fact, I will not. You cannot make me collaborate with this kind of villain.
I mean, honestly, I'm sorry. He's not even a villain. He's just an opportunist looking for a good fight in very questionable ways.
Highly questionable ways. Not very high. The way the guy was coming off, I was like, yo, this is real serious psychological attack, PTSD through the anime.
This man.
Imagine they made the guy a serial killer.
He may well be. On a whole nother type of way. But let's keep going.
Whew. And mystery. The character talk about it beyond a mystery. You don't know what's going on in his head. I can't even tell you a psychiatrist. A psychiatrist will quit his job to talk.
Oh, we know what's in his head. He says it clear.
Yeah. The premise: in a world where a licensed hunter can access secret information, I worked in the Secret Service. You ask me, travel freely, dude. If we have that type of system in today's world, I would have joined that system a long time ago. Able to travel in that world. we're not paying a freaking dime. But our Aquaman doesn't work the risk. Seek real treasure. Hunter X Hunter follow Gon Freeses, a boy who learned his long-lost father, Jin, is a legendary hunter. Determined to meet him, Gon set out to pass the rigid hunter exam, which was sick. Get caught up in a much bigger world of Nen, life engine system, and dangerous adventure. Well,
And look how they qualified Nen, the life energy system. And for those that are wondering, the clown is
and
right there at number 5. That son of a gun.
uh, they, no, bro. There was a part that was he naked and he was like, I was like, okay, you know what?
Just don't
Yeah,
rehash
yeah.
those things.
Every time I see the clown, it's like a nightmare, PTSD. It was the only anime that gave me real PTSD. And I thought Berserk would do that to me. No, this dude right here, he was the diddler time 1000. You think diddler was the boss? No, diddler was not the boss. He was the fake boss. I would say he was the real boss if he was in real life. Because the thing he was doing, I was like, yo, no disrespect, but you know you're hunting right now. Yeah, gun freezes, determined, automated, but capable of frightening intensity. Intensity is not even a word for this guy. This guy is like the definition of true intensity.
Right. And for those that are wondering, Gon is the first one on the presentation in the green and red shirt.
Right there. Killua Zordike. I'm not going to put out the other way you want me to put out. I'm not doing that either. Anytime you get the channel canceled. An assassin turned loyal family. Complex moral. No offense. Good. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have gone through what this guy have gone through, please go and seek help. Go find a psychiatrist. I'm dead ass serious.
Yeah. Killua's life path
His
is
character
insanity.
creation was uniquely in itself, but it was messing me up too. I was like,
Yeah, which is why I'm gonna ask you a question soon enough because this is crazy. Yeah, the Killua is crazy. For those that need to know, Killua is next to Gon's picture, so that's the second one on the top row.
mm-hmm. Kurapika, driven by revenge against the Phantom Troop. Now, how would I describe the guy in a very unique way? Can I say passionate? Close to vendetta. They guy was beyond motivated and driven to the point whereby it can cost him his life. That's a dude right here.
Oh, trust me, it cost his life so bad. His choosable Nen ability that he ended up, if I'm not mistaken, purchasing was just so asinine. It's like Lord have mercy.
I watched it that man. I watched his arc, part of him, a couple of times over. I was trying to make sense. You create a Nen ability with a linchpin whereby your life is on the line. It was more like I can't call it a fail safe. It was more like, if I'm going to go down, we go in the same direction. It'll be first class.
Top flight.
There you go. Woo. Luyo Power Day Night. This is a real weird name.
He has one of the more.
I don't know why they made him give it his last name. His name alone is complex of itself. The character did not embody that last name. It was a paladin. He didn't act like a paladin. He acted like, yo, what's up with you? And yes, according to the characterization, comic relief at first, later shows strong leadership. He was confused after
Yeah,
that.
he was definitely like, if you seen this guy, you think to yourself, oh, he's a serious catch. And next thing you know, it's like, wait a minute. So he's the funny character in this whole thing? Okay, interesting.
And this was the darkest of all dark character, Hisoka Moro. And they say he's a sadistic magician. Sadistic don't match the level of sickness this guy has. He went and broke the scale on sadistic.
His thirst for strong
Yeah, well,
opponents is
broken.
incredible. Which is funny to me because literally, if he wants a strong opponent, all he has to do is just ask Killor's older brother and be like, "Hey, can I fight your family?" Because if you want to fight somebody, you want opponents, bro. Yo, there's enough of them bitches in Killor's household that you can get body by. Man, I'm talking about a whole bunch of people.
And the thing is, they say he's a sadistic magician obsessed with strong opponents. No offense. He broke the scale of sadistic. He molested the scale of a sadistic. He bamboozled the scale of sadistic. He robbed the scale of sadistic. He took the definition out of the book and renamed it him.
Oh man.
So another name for sadistic is Hisoka. That should be another name for sadistic. He the new scale of being sadistic. When you're on that level, you call you a Hisoka going forward. So the level of sadisticness that he would portray in the anime, I thought the question of like, is he gonna do something that will traumatize everybody go to the end that we're not gonna want to watch it no more because the level of PTSD we got for this anime is on a whole other level, nuclear level, like seriously, stuff he be doing, his posture, his sound effect. Oh, okay, Lord. Ah. This guy right here was the epitome of a psychopath.
Pretty much. Now, what obsessed is not the word.
So mentally
Psychopath
broken, so mentally ill. You want to give it over to psychopath? Put him in the play. You make sure nobody else psych him. That'll be the only one remaining. That's how bad he is. Yeah, we continue. We have Kolo
Yeah. The name speaks for itself. This mofo right here. You want to talk about broken? This son of a bitch. I swear.
Hear the name. Kolo Lucifer. Like, really?
He pretty much was a walking son of a bitch.
You had to be a manipulative, evil individual with a name that raised the dead. He's a calm, enigmatic, banter troop leader. And that is not the word. He's a calm, cold,
and very calculated thanks to his ability.
Within mindset, beyond calculated, very vicious, unbelievable, of a leader plus criminal. Now I'm not sure if you compete with the next one. Meroon. Chimera Ant King evolved from ruthless tyrant to philosophical.
Now, see, this was what you call just
that
complete upstruck. Tyrant is pretty much the name in his title, because boy, him coming to existence was just one of the most utmost.
Yo, my son. Well, let me bring my son over here. Over here. He was when he was watching the anime. He was like, I don't know what. Come down here. Remember when you were watching Hunter X Hunter and you're watching the Chimera arc? What were you think when you were watching the anime?
Oh, a whole bunch of different ends.
Yeah.
We're so young, but learning very fast.
Yeah, but what it like messed you up in your think when you have this one particular, he just. My son was looking at me like, how did I been watching that? I'm like, hey, he watching himself afterward. I can see his facial expression because it traumatized my son to a degree. And now my daughter want to be in the mix because I asked him. Forgive my kids. I like to ask my son question more about the anime than my daughter. This one here is can go bye. Bye.
I didn't use my laptop today and it locked.
I will do that later. I'm on the show right now. Look at this girl.
Bend over and oil up.
There you go. Gosh. I only asked for my son's input. I didn't ask for her input.
She's trying to sit
Anyway,
there and
before
prove.
I
I
was
know
going
more
into
just
the
as much as he
topic.
do.
Yeah, ego trip, right? So, Miru with the character whereby there's a huge question mark. If he was remain alive, what would he have become? That was the question. Gene Freezes, gone elusive. Okay, let me rephrase it. Gene Freezes, gone deadbeat father, very elusive, very unreasonable. Yes, he's a genius level hunter, but he did bad example of a father.
Deadbeat father.
Dude, if my son is hurt, I'm not trying to disappear.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna go here with them. We're gonna go here. Look, let me tell you something. If we have to do the battle of deadbeat fathers, I'm telling you this right now.
Oh Lord.
Jing Reese's is not a deadbeat father. Unlike someone
Really?
else in anime that I would quote more of a deadbeat than him in a sense.
Mention his name.
Oh, I think we all know. I think we all know. There's so much dick to this anime. It's so
Mention
sad.
it. No,
But look, if I had
let's
okay,
go
look,
at it.
if we had to point it out, right? Because I do believe, I don't think so. He's a deadbeat father. I don't believe that. Again, you have to. Again, wait a minute. What? Okay, if we call him a deadbeat father, what by definition are you calling him by a deadbeat father? What are you saying? Watch this.
One, when in the anime, the man dipped out on his kid. Didn't raise his kid. He left it with a
Ladies and
friend of a
gentlemen,
female
remember,
friend.
he said raise
What is-
his kid. He didn't raise him. Watch this. Keep going. Keep going. You know I got the counter. You know. Keep going.
So, as I was saying, he didn't raise his son. He left his son behind with a good friend of mine, female friend of his. I'm wondering, was this female friend wanted his plaything or was someone that he knew? Because, yes, he was a baby. He left his baby behind. He dipped. Haven't been seen for years. The son grew up in a very, very unique environment whereby he was cheerful and everything. I get that.
You're wasting
was
time.
like this.
Bring up the next reason for why he's a deadbeat. I'm waiting, sir. I'm waiting. Yes, you're long stroking for nothing.
So I'm not long stroking, okay? I wasn't long time. I'm pointing out. I'm painting the
You
picture,
listen. Just
okay?
get to the points.
Because if that's the case, you can say all the real life father who did same thing out here, they're not deadbeat to begin with. Whereby they have to stay with the mama. They just and dip, right? They don't have to be around to raise them, right? They could be by the distance, say that he sent some what they call child support money. You don't call that in this realm. It's something else you would call it. But in our realm, we call it child support money. But he's still a good dad, but he's not a deadbeat dad, not being.
I'm still waiting
Right?
on this point here because you
Okay.
just.
When his son was looking for him and he got injured, come up in the half of the bed. No, he did not come out. He said, "Oh, I trust his friend will help him out." Yeah. When he got caught in the order and his son came to look for him, he like, hold on, this is what you gotta do. I'll be here, but no, he dipped, left a note. Well, I couldn't wait for you that long, but I had to be telling you can find me. Your son had to go on a world class wild goose chase just to get your ass. Really? Are we serious here? If he's not a deadbeat, then based on his description, a lot of that in today's world, not a deadbeat for not being there. Am I correct?
Okay, so let's hear this. You said A. You wait.
Your
I'm gonna
argument.
give you the argument. So you said A. He didn't raise him. He wasn't there. What else is there?
He didn't raise him. He dropped him off to some other chick who that's not his mom. I understand that. Something happened to his mom. Whenever his son get close, he dip up even further. Never stay behind.
I mean, when was he really ever close? Let's get real with that. When was he really ever close?
He never was close. He was
Okay,
so
then,
far.
so maybe he was never that close.
Oh, until the time during the examination, before they get their hunter license, was there, then he dipped off. Another time, he got his arm broken. He was there, so he dipped off. Another time, he was there for order for the hunter life.
Wait, say that again. You were speaking clearly. Go ahead.
You see, first time he was there, if I remember correctly, when he got his arm broken. Second time he was there for the son during the election when he was in the sick bed. He didn't stay behind to check on his son. He said, okay, did let my son know I was here. I was
So wait a minute. Pause. So what you're telling me by this second point here, right? That Gone was so far in finding him that he was so fucking close in seeing him in every which way. Okay, that's a deadbeat. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So give me your argument.
I mean, so wait a minute. So
Who the worst
you're trying to
dead-
tell
who the
me
worst
that's the only
deadbeat
argument you have,
and who the worst
raising him
deadbeat
and
than him?
being far away from him. That's it.
Hey, I'm a father.
No, I'm just
too.
saying. You're saying that
If I
him
could
being
do
a
what he-
deadbeat
if I
was
could do
not
what he
him
did-
raising him being far away.
Okay, the thing. If I could do the same thing, that means I don't need to be here by my
Well,
kids. I could just
I mean, I'm not gonna agree with this notion, but I'm just gonna say just for what it is. Isn't it valid that in today's world they say that fathers technically don't have to really quote unquote be there for their kids until they're at a certain age at their life?
okay, you got to put in that area there. So called. What you trying to point? What you trying to paint?
No, that's the point I'm hitting on right there. Because again, this is the same point that you're hitting going with. I mean, you're hitting game with. It's like, oh, you was gone, you wasn't there, you're a deadbeat. But again, what is? See, you know what? And because you used the word, now I gotta motherfucking like hit you with it. Because now I'm like, wait a minute. See, we ain't just gonna use words and just say shit just out of thin air. So let's just talk about it for what it is, right? So deadbeat, a term often used informal and with disapproval to describe someone who is lazy, irresponsible, or evades their responsibilities, particularly financial ones. Well, notice one thing. They didn't say it as just being a father. They said mostly financially. So guess what? Let's get real here. What financials really in this anime really had to be seen in this overall? Apparently not much. Especially because you can freely roam as a hunter. All you have to do is just get the license. So, now you want to talk about invade responsibilities, eh? Let's get one thing clear. Ging left his home and left Gon to be where he's at to eventually grow up and be a good little boy. Only for him to leave a message in his image and his stature of who he is in the outside world of the hunting world, for him to hunt him down and want to meet him. AKA, which then formed Gon to do what? Train to be what? Empower him to be who? Stop. He had all the responsibility, even from a distance, because he raised him up to get there. He pushed him to get there. Even in the arc where he had to go into his own game to get there. Again.
So, are we saying that it's okay to treat our kid like the Spartan do? When they get a certain age, you kick them out into the void and let them figure out life. If they come back, they prepare for the next level. Is
Hey,
that
you
what
know
you're
how
saying?
they say in families, right? Most cases, most father would probably kick out the son way before they kick out. I got so tongue tied. Oh, that's so horrible. They would say more likely the son will get kicked out of the family before the daughter does, not because they did anything wrong. It's because you got to go out there and go be your own man, right? In this case, the same thing. That's how I look at it.
So, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, what he's saying, and all you fathers out there, you should practice the same. You don't need to be around your son.
Who said he wasn't on his son? He
You,
gave them a
you don't
roadmap
need to
to
see
him.
your
He
big.
literally built him to get to him.
Yeah, but how far was he is from his son?
I mean, based upon you, not far enough. He was always right there, just in hiding. He was able to see him, but he wasn't able to see him.
Okay. So that being said, all y'all
Hey, you
fathers
know
out
what?
there
I
who
even
would
go
not in
this
your
far.
son
You want
life,
to go this far? I even go this far. Last time I checked in anime, no one didn't replace Ging as Gon's stepdaddy. If you wonder what I'm pointing at, I'm putting a dig as Piccolo was raising Gohan way more better than freaking Goku did. Yeah, let's get there. Let's get there. Let's get there. Let's talk about it. 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 Let's talk about it.
you. Oh
Petty,
wow!
yes.
I
I'm
want
coming
to
in here
curse so
petty.
bad. That was a low blow. Yeah, but I give you that. Everybody who watched Dragon Ball Z, we all know Piccolo was the stepdad to Gohan. All
And
the way.
remind you now, there was a time in that anime. Remember, Gohan was flexing whose clothing wear? Yeah, talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Come on, where's the comeback? Where's the comeback?
But here's the joke. Yes, he was a stepdad, but he wasn't banging his mom.
Okay. I mean, let's be honest. Based upon Piccolo's terminology of finding out why Saiyans choose mates, he wouldn't choose the same mate as Goku and Vegeta would have. But that's the problem. He doesn't
Yo,
need to
that
because
one-
technically, last time I checked, Namekians don't need a mate to produce. AKA Piccolo scotch free from all the bull
true.
that men have to face.
That is true.
Woo!
I thought it. I think I know they will be coming because Goku was the epic story of a deadbeat dad, and the person who would be more father-like to his own son was Piccolo on multiple levels. And Goku was like, "Nah, hey, Piccolo." Piccolo was like, "Goku, oh, you tell me to leave us?"
And no, and look, don't get me wrong, right? I know like people will try to say like, oh, about when Goku let Gohan face Cell, but let's be honest, this is the same Gohan that had enough courage to face Frieza and put a mollywop on him. So yeah, I think there is some sensibility that Goku was in the right to do what he did, but in the same senses of actually being able to train somebody, raise that boy, and see him as his own, and then have thoughtful moments. I'm sorry to say this, but Goku, yeah, bruh, you in question. You in question.
I have to agree. I have to.
You are in question. Shoot me. Even Vegeta, that doesn't look like a good daddy, is a better daddy than Goku.
God damn. Does anybody have any rejection to this argument?
I wish someone would. I wish someone would. I wish someone would. I wish someone would. Because yes, most people could say, well, Vegeta wasn't as attentive to Trunks as he was then, Goku was with Gohan. And granted, I'll say this in fairness. One thing I'll give you for that fair quotient, if you were to say this, is this. At the end of the damn day, does Gohan not learn the Kamehameha technique? Yes, he does. Does Trunks learn how to use the Gallic gun technique? No, he does not. That is the only fair comparison I'll give, where you have to question that as far as Vegeta with his son in a relationship. But notice one thing. Here's another thing I'll also put in contention. When that man chose, even at his worst in the anime, he still chose to save his life, put his son to sleep, and told him, "I'm sorry, boy, but I have to go out here and guns blazing and put this ninja you call Boo to sleep," even though that's not what happened. But hey, look, even at his worst of feeling like shit in the most complexual way, Vegeta still chose to be a respectable dad at the end. No questions asked. And I'll say this to this comment right here. Again, I have very much proven without many contexts, Vegeta has literally outwitted Goku a few fucking times throughout the fucking anime. I'm gonna just say it again. I don't think I have to keep going through this every single time. Especially when I prove my points versus every single time. Literally. Point for point for point for point for point scenario.
Somebody say otherwise.
And yet the same persons can't argue me based down on anything.
Because
again, I said this very clearly in the first arc, in the Saiyan arc. If you think that Vegeta did not beat Goku, bullshit. Because again, if the story was changed slightly, if Nappa had a little bit more brains and listened to Vegeta, knowing that Vegeta can make the artificial moon, again, you have two great apes that more likely so have perfect control of the ape form. Meaning what? You molly-whopping everyone on fucking Earth. I rest my case.
Though, when I saw this anime,
I ain't gonna keep going.
I was conflicted who the deadbeat dad, Jin or Goku. Because
I mean, look, don't get me wrong. You can say in a lot of ways, like responsibility-wise, they were like non-present. But again, you got to think to animate a lot of the ways how these guys choose their parenting styles. Again, it's not like they were ultimately far gone from them. In that honesty, this is not the case. And so their ways of doing it is just. And this is where there's a difference between people that actually can argue and then people that can't. But hey, whatever. You keep throwing those little slight digs and make it seem like it's worth something, because it ain't. This is why your anime still is on crack steroids. Yeah. You want to go there? Let's go there. You want to play tit for tat?
We need the sound effect. Oh shit!
Because again, I don't do the poop, 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 poop. I do what it is. You don't like it? Cry to your mama.
I'm sorry. There's some anime, when you watch anime, you have to have a question for it. Like I said, when I watch Hunter x Hunter, I will compare him to Goku. Like, who's worse than being a father? Like, for real. Yeah, I hate to say it. I really do hate to say it.
I mean, there's probably some other ones.
He was right.
I don't
Piccolo,
think there's not a lot.
everybody who watched Dragon Ball, Piccolo was the better stepdad than Goku being a dad. He was more concerned about Gohan's livelihood. And
I'll even get this one, right? Because some people can even say, like, it technically be known in Yu Yu Hakusho, right? Technically, the original father of Yu Yu, you could say he's a deadbeat. I mean, we came to him towards the end.
Yeah. That's another one.
I mean,
another candidate.
You can sell it however you want to, right? You can sell it however you want to. It really don't matter, right? Again, pathetic digs for someone that can't argue. Congratulations.
I'm glad you mentioned Yu Yu Hakusho father. Well, the creator of this anime did the same thing with Yu Yu Hakusho did with Jin. Both father was not there. Yu Yu Hakusho father came
to be honest, actually, I even go even further. Even Vegeta's dad was a horrible dad.
God damn. Oh, God damn.
I mean, you technically just pretty much gave your own son to freaking Frieza.
Oh,
what type of time we on with that?
Ladies and gentlemen, you might have a show about this.
Again, equal opportunity.
You might have a show about
There's a
this.
couple out there. Can't name them all, but there's a couple
And
out
we
there.
want other anime lovers to come into the conversation in this commentary about which anime portray deadbeat dads. And who's on the top of it? But this is
Put the last comment up there. Look, I got no time for this. I swear.
oh boy. Last time
The
is
last
running
time
back-
is ruining facts. Goku ruining facts. I don't know what ruining facts is. Goku is better one. Explain. Ultra Instincts Vegeta has not even touched that yet. Again, if you understand the fucking context of Ultra Instincts, which you fucking don't, that is not Vegeta's style. So yes, he couldn't touch it. Even if he were to, that would be a whole character switch model of Vegeta in a sense of who he is as a fighter, which is a vicious mongrel that hits, strikes, and kicks very fast and very quick. Vegeta is not resourceful and relentless and impatient as much as Goku is. Whereas for Goku, Goku is taking his time and enjoying the fight. Vegeta more likely wants to get the fight over and drop you and make you a laughable statement. So again, him touching Ultra Instinct is not going to happen. Why? Because that's not his way of fighting. And they've shown that in the anime the same damn way. It's not his MO.
And there's a reason why the
Even
affiliation
when he
with
said it, it's not his MO.
the reason why Goku affiliation to the Angel style fighting compared to Vegeta affiliation to the Destroyer style of fighting. There's an affinity. In almost every anime we watch out there, certain characters have an affinity to a certain style, a certain attribute. Goku is more toward to the villain now, but Ultra Instinct fits his fighting style. While for Vegeta, Ultra Ego, this man loves to take a hit, but he would like to ditch it back even further. That was the style that I meant to the faction to him. So I have to agree with that one. We'll talk.
He says he's just weak. Negro, please.
But when we talk
Literally,
about
the entrance into Ultra Instincts
when we
is
talk about
a method of patience.
But we want to talk about deadbeat dad in anime. King Feezy, Yu Hakusho dad, Goku. And then I think there's a few other. I think we might have to do a.
They're
show
probably a long list, but I just know those are just the few I just picked out because that's all.
because when he did stand out even more, the guy was not just dead. And what's funny about it?
Oh, you know what? A matter of fact, I even got another one. This is
Lord.
actually a childhood dig.
Oh Lord!
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, for all y'all childhoods, but Ash's father.
Oh. Oh. No, you didn't. Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh my gosh!
if we end up missing due to the Pokemon fan base because they're coming after us,
Hey, I'm
Blame
just
everything-
gonna keep it real. I'm
blame
just
it
gonna
on
keep
what?
it real.
that was a ultimate ding right there.
Hey, they never say he passed away. There ain't no pictures. There's something going on here. I'm just saying.
And where is Mama at?
Ash's mama's in Pallet Town. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Mama was Valentine. Yeah, that would have been a Rolling Stone.
Something.
Sure, that was a ding. I didn't even see that one coming. I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh shoot, yeah, I doubted that deadbeat guy. Where is that at? What was he doing? Was he like Brock, play with the ladies? Now that's a ding. And speaking of deadbeat dad, the next one to Jin was Netero, former chairman, cheerful and incredibly dangerous fighter. He too is a dad.
I see. I did not know that.
But in the manga, he had 2 kids who they say he was a no good, never show up kind of father. I'm like, God damn. What's going on here with these anime father figures?
This is the tough story of choosing purpose over your child. But I have a very compelling reasons why this thing's happened. But then, but I'm gonna leave that alone. But
Oh
I
Lord.
did not know he had that.
Oh Lord. This is why I love this show, Anime Unlocked, because they are areas that people don't want to touch. They're like, oh no. I'm not gonna touch it. Too political incorrect. Bullshit. Everything goes up in here. Alright? If you suck, you suck. If you're sad, you're sad. So this we calling out. This is what we called out this other character who was scared. You give me. Let me go back one tile back because we called out this guy, Hisoka. That's the next level of the diddler. Going forward, if you surpass the diddler, then you're a Hisoka. Okay? You don't believe me? Watch him.
So wait. Before we move on from this, right?
Uh-oh.
I mean, technically, you could even mention even Goku's father being worse her father, honestly. In a sense.
God damn.
In a sense, because even from his standpoint, even Grandpa Gohan took race. But that's a whole different story. Goku was a baby at that time. It is what it is. It's like you can't really knock that. You can't really knock it.
This guy was about to go on a technicality and throw this guy's father on the butt, but it's his life.
It's open season for everybody. What the fuck this is? Favoritism on us? It's open season for everybody. Hey, look here. Ask yourself this one question. If you know what was about to freaking happen, would you escape, took your son and escape and survive only to fight another day? Or would you get obliterated and then just die for nothing? And by die for nothing, meaning you died for something, but reality is you should have did a smarter move because you just wasn't there right now to do what you did.
I'm telling you, a lot of anime watch without tattoos dissect the anime. Okay, who the deadbeat in this anime? Who the weirdest one? The way we dissect the anime on these shows right now, got to notice on Trey. You like, hold up. To me, Jin come up to me as someone. I'm not sure if you really have one son.
Wait, say that one more time.
Jin faces come up to me as a person. I'm sure he don't even have one son. Oh, here we go. Peter had to throw this one in there. Oh.
Now, you probably looked at One Piece longer than I have, so you can say that for sure.
Oh, wow. What about
that comment
is
for you, sir. That comment is for you.
Hold on. Let me do the argument. I guess you're gonna say that, but remember, he was on the run. He was trying to protect his own identity until somebody bleeded out. And if you want to be real about it, what about Luffy grandpa? You fall in the category. He was like, oh, so Dragon is his dad. Really? You dig your nose? Like it's some small thing. And everybody was like, Dragon, I did. And everybody was like, when you first came in, so your grandson sleeping. Your grandson was injured. All you did, you well saying hello. Pow! Who grandfather wait their grandson like that? If you want to go there. To the point where but that guy was tearing heavy, grabbing on his hair, like yo, why? Like this man gave the ultimate noogie. Noogie wasn't no lightweight noogie. Noogie will give you, I don't know how many lump on your head. 1, 2, 3, 4. When anime, it's level to the number. When you get hit in the head severely hard, the lump on your head is multiple levels. It's on the impact. If it's 4 and up, that was severe. He had an effed up grandfather, mind you, number one, which was scary. Two, his grandfather was infamous. Three, how would I put this? His grandfather can get him arrested. If you think about it, Luffy was a pirate. His dad was a Marine. No, sorry, correction. It wasn't a Marine. Let me rephrase that. His grandpa was in the Marine. His dad was in the Marine until what he saw in the Marine, he decided to say, you know what? No. You create our own army. Both the father and the grandfather were famous. So I was like, what's going on with my mouse? I'm trying to hide this thing and keep clicking on it glitching. Maybe because I'm talking about Luffy fatherhoods or Luffy parent, they're doing something with my computer. If you're a dragon, if you're a GOP, please leave my computer alone. I don't need you to be coming here with long distance arm or your ability mess with my computer. Yeah, I'm talking about you and your parenting style. It sucks. What the hell? I can't talk about Luffy no more without. Dude. Jeez.
It probably the browser giving you that issue.
Because I was calling out both father and grandfather. If you want to talk about deadbeat dad, Peter was correct. You can throw Luffy in the mix. What about Luffy dad? But let's be real. There are plenty of times Luffy dad came to protect Luffy. He
Say it
did.
again?
There are plenty of times Luffy dad came to protect Luffy. At the one time in particular, he stopped Smoker for arresting his son. Let him know you're touching the wrong son. Mind you, have to be. He have his people monitor his son from a distance. Just in case of the assistance. He have people in his circle who had to go undercover and do things for him on the behalf of his son. So, I won't say he was a deadbeat dad, but I can say this. This man was really there for his son in a very unique way. So, this
Hey,
would
you
be a
know what? I
challenge.
just thought about another character, just for shits and giggles.
Lord.
For the Pokemon fan base, I'm so sorry, but again, I'm just gonna throw this in there again. Isn't technically Gary's daddy another deadbeat technically?
Who?
Gary's daddy. You know Gary Oaks, the rival to Ash, first season, like first 2 or 3 seasons.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, because like in the game, it's the same character model, but they will call him Blue. So I'm guessing what Blue Oak that they used to call him, maybe Gary Senior. I mean, where is he in the anime? Again, they don't ever pronounce dead. Granted, he is with Grandpa, but they never pronounce dead. I'm just saying here. What's up?
I hear you. Yo, what is going on with my mouse? All of a sudden, I'm getting all these weird glitches.
It's probably the browser. It's probably the browser because it sort of look like you're sort of moving slow a little bit. But real quick, let's get into it a little bit of some questionnaires real quick because I do want to ask some questions now that we get to the character part, just to mix it in.
Go ahead.
So, one of the questions I'll ask you right now, to your opinion, who has the best character development in Hunter x Hunter?
Oh wow, that's an unfair question.
I mean, you still got to choose. I mean, again, this is in your opinion.
Let me tell you why I say it's unfair. Because the answer is almost a two answer. But we have two different characters.
And this is
It
why I
was
said it's an opinion.
it almost like I can't say polar opposite, but together they're very, very unique. It's both Gong and Killua.
Well, of course, but that's what I'm saying. You gotta choose one.
I would say Killua because his complexity of a character and the weight on that was applied on him, and how far he had to go. Because, mind you, this guy is what you call a pretty much of a real big brother. You have a younger brother who, no disrespect, is beyond broken. The whole entire family is afraid of this boy.
You speaking about Killua?
He was a younger brother. One
Younger
they had
brother.
locked up in some kind of special ass room.
You mean the female, not the younger brother? The one that can turn into a doll, grant you wishes, something like that.
Yeah.
That was a female.
So that was a female?
Last time I remembered, it was a female.
Last time I remember, I thought it was a boy act like a female.
Well, I thought it was just a female, straight up. But okay.
And I was like, okay, the reason why did the level of fear that particular character have on the entire family.
Yeah. When you got a family like that, you better believe there's some fear.
There's so much fear. The room was
Because the conditions of that one is freaking insanity.
and the door they made for that room is
Forget the door. The amount of security they made just to get to her. It's insane.
The United States Secret Service, the United States Underground Military Brand had nowhere near that one. That's how dangerous it is. He was a nuke himself. Proceed with cautious, aka Naomi. Hey, I got to tell her.
Yeah, well, you got to
I
proceed
got
with
her
caution
line.
because if you don't know what you're dealing with, you might screw yourself over for sure.
And that is a
You have to
cool
be
line.
very mindful of what you're dealing with.
Proceed
That
with cautious. like,
maximize
this woman,
caution.
She took that story that way to the whole new level. But to you,
I mean, for me, as far as the best character development in the anime, again, yeah, I'd definitely go with Gon. I mean, not Gon, but Killua. Because personally, just looking at it just from start to finish, understanding backdrop stories and then where he is right now, I'm sorry, but Killua, it goes to the cautionary tale. The main protagonist is never really the favorite guy that you want to look at. For some reason. I don't know what it is, but the second character is always the better character.
But here's the thing. Killua family politics is beyond twisted. It's like everybody got a hidden agenda. Your not your oldest brother, your older brother trying to bring you under his submission, but the whole time he cannot. You just playing along, just jerking his chain, and you're like, oh, you know what? I'm done. Thank you for the massage. And he want to tell you, you give it a look like, know your place. I can end you right here.
The dynamic in that family is very like. I think the only straight person is really the grandpa and the father. The mother has some.
The grandpa is so far removed for the house part. He does not want to be bothered.
Exactly.
Grandpa
He's
was
like, hey, look, if we're not called for nothing, don't bother me at all.
The grandpa will tell his son, his Killua father, like, give you advice. Let your boy be himself. All this is not needed. I don't want to be here to begin with.
Right. And then Killua's father, he was too laid back to care. He was like, hey, look, let it happen. Let him go. Let him do his thing.
And
Because
Killua love
personally,
his
it may bring something out of him. Because I ain't gonna lie,
But here's the
even in
thing.
Killua's
Killua
family,
grandpa love his grandson.
as far as what we know, huh? Say it
I
again?
was saying Killua love his grandfather, but his grandfather. I think Killua love his grandfather, but his grandfather was more like, oh, let's let him be. Because you see how the grandfather hit. His grandfather was lethal. That guy was a danger. But you know what, Killua, he just like a
Wait, are
typical
you talking about
grandfather,
the
like,
grandpa or are you talking about the father?
the father was laid back. The grandfather more, like
Yeah, the grandfather didn't
you keep telling the son, let
speak
him
on
be.
anything that Killua does to a degree.
No complaint. He can never do no wrong.
Like literally, it's the only two people that always trying to keep Killua on a leash is neither the brother and the mother. Those two mofos, they just gotta go. Those two got to go. They always try to keep him under a leash like it ain't nothing. I'm like, what type of time y'all on? Like I get it. Like the brother,
mother can even talk to the
older
grandpa.
brother has really, for some reason, he has some type of hatred against Killua. And then the mother is just overprotective as crap. It's like, even though you don't have to be.
No, the older brother traumatized his younger brother. He did something, put a dent in his head. You all kind of like, come on, seriously.
I mean,
Like I
let's
say,
be honest,
the family
Killua's life
dynamic-
is traumatizing. Literally, like the way he lives and the way he's
The
built.
whole family politics
His life is
dynamic is just.
Ladies, wait a minute. When we understand, like people, like think about this, right? When we understand FBI or agents in general, right? And they know they got to go through a stress test. What person is going to put themselves in a stress test to take electricity? You got to be very way up there because that stress level of taking electricity, then converting it into your own nen abilities. Who's doing that? Ain't no one doing that. Ain't no one going through the stress of getting zapped crazy just to survive and then to show that they can go through it. Nah. Killua built different. Truly, he is built different.
That's why I'm saying it was a hard question because I can't compare him with Gong. Gong was like total opposite. What he had to go through. He didn't have all that overriding pressure of family member all up in his business like Killua had. And you have Butler who is not allowed to be close to you because they're close to you. They're
That, and see that right there is a different dynamic, but I ain't gonna touch that either.
okay then.
No. When I say different dynamic, I'll talk about different dynamic in a different sense. But again, I'm not gonna touch on that. But okay, real quick. Let me see if I want to hit another question. And you know what? Yeah, let me hit on this one. Right? Who is the most complex villain in the series, and what makes them so compelling?
The most complex villain.
Yes.
Is it safe to say there are two answers to this one? We don't know who's worse.
Again, this is based on your own opinion. Which one you want
Well,
to
Hitsuka,
pitch?
Hitsuka and Miron. Because Miron was, you would have butchered Tower, now you want to get philosophical all of suddenly, like.
Well, let's be honest. When you have a more of a philosophical person that's blind and homeless, and that's literally telling you about life and why they don't want certain things, you somewhat understand why, in a sense. But then again, he's literally being born out of thin air with massive amount of power and no concept of life. So yeah, but for me personally, I wouldn't pick him. And then neither Hizuka. If I would go back to the diagram real quick, I'm going with Trullo.
Follow Lucifer. The man
Yep.
was
And let me explain why I say in a lot of senses, this guy was just complex. If you understand the scalability of what this man is capable of, then you know why I choose him. This man literally has a book that can when you talk about being able to swipe and or steal possible skill sets of other people, no. No. Hell no. Where do you get this ability? And who gave you the book? I'm sorry. I need a full back history of who the freak you is and how you're able to do all this. Because there ain't no way in hell you get this broken ability.
When he met with, but yeah, when he fought with both Killua's father and grandfather, he realized that's not gonna work.
Yeah, damn right it ain't gonna work. You got two people that's motherfucking crazy and insane, and that can go in range distance.
And the grandfather who like, just kill me alone with it. Doesn't matter. How your son gonna kill you when you hard to kill to begin with?
Hey, you know what they say? If you take one, understand. Can you measure to measure? If you take one, can you measure to defend and invade? Probably not. So take one. The next shot, your life. But again, literally. This guy's character is literally a history beyond history. Plus, I'll even say another reason why it's so compelling is because thanks to Killua, no, not Killua, but Kurapika, right? I know I'm saying these names a little bit wrong and I'm butchering a little bit, but when you think about the compelling backstory between his clan and then what he has in connection to his clan, again, more backstories. Why were you collecting these people's eyes? And I know you mentioned earlier, you say Hunter x Hunter was sort of like, you know, drag them all in a way. Honestly, no. Well, as far as the creator. But to be honest, this anime in reflection, because now there's even clans, supposedly. This is in perpetuity to freaking Naruto. And technically, Kurapika is pretty much Sasuke in this anime. Just without, you know, eye vision.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Literally,
you picked that one
for
up.
some reason, the Uchiha clan eyes were the most prized eyes throughout the whole Naruto series. Which it's funny because you would think going after the whole clan of the Hyuga clan would be the more ideal prize. But here's the problem: the eye transfer cannot be perfect between the blood cells. You can't transfer one of their eyes to over you. It's really complex. It's so complex. There's only one character that they actually shown that actually did it, but they were lucky enough to get it. But notice they don't even have the extra extensive abilities that they're not locked by because they don't have no mark. So only to let you know, they can only go so far. Whereas even if you were to adopt an eye from the Uchiha, at least you can go farther. So yeah. So there's a whole lot. So again, but this guy, there's got to be a whole lot of things. I need more. I need more historical.
The manga showed there was far more storyline concerning that particular bloodline and the eye. It was getting. Let's be real. The manga is dark as hell. The anime was getting dark, but it was getting twisted. That's why I'm getting PTSD with the. Like it is. Like, don't you have a police force to lock this dude up for real? Because the guy was giving PTSD. So we talk about a power system, which was anticipated, but this is one of the best power systems in anime. The name is a life energy manipulation divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 categories. You have the enhancement, strengthening body object. Emission, projecting energy outward. Manipulation, controlling object being. Transmutation, changing aura properties. Conjuration, materialize object with aura. And this is a specialty level, specialization. This only go to where blood. You know about it. I hate to say that idea came from Naruto.
Yeah, you can say that because in a sense,
remember, there's a unique
chakra.
bloodline thing. Not forbidden chakra, but something that is related to bloodline.
Well, yeah,
that allow you to have
the
ability.
But notice, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you think about quote unquote, in a sense of just even from a sense of just clans, right? There is certain jutsus particular to a clan. For instance, in Naruto's bloodline, they have these quote unquote the cursed chains, aka the chains that can contain the nine-tailed beast if they were to, right? These special chains that are, highly, I mean, honestly, I don't know the full extent, but yeah, these chains were very special. Every clan, like for instance, I forgot what is the other eye user, but that is specifically to the bloodline is the Gekkei Kenkai. That had truly locked down jujitsu, like you couldn't copy it.
And that's the thing about it. Because when they do specialization, I don't know who was showing that part with Kurapika. But in Naruto, we saw many different bloodlines that have unique ability. We were like, oh, like seriously? Like, what after if you would have done a chart of different bloodlines, with bloodlines surpass the other bloodline, you will be going through a whole lot of episodes, calling out.
And they definitely do explicitly show you the different clans and the different specialties within each. There's one with insects, there's one with dogs, there's ones across the board.
And all for that same kind of specialization. And they said in the power center, if you to that level of specialization, you can actually master all 5 or the other.
Right, because if you think about it,
just like
think
that.
of it like this, like for anyone that has ever played a game of anything, like they show like little like scaling, like they show like the strength and everything, like they show like the scaling right
Bingo.
there. Specialization is 100% perfectness. Like you couldn't touch. There's not no one area you can't touch.
Pretty much. And Kurapika, he becomes expected the moment his eye turned red, meaning he tapped into all ability.
Right.
And he's a threat.
So just to add this to context, right? So enhancers, right? Strengthening the body and or objects. So this is Gon. Gon is an enhancer. He's an enhancement. He goes from then, right? Emission, projecting energy outward. So this would be more so of Killua with the emission.
So that'll be transmutation. Change the aura property. He can change the aura property to light.
Well, I would say Killua probably has both because remember, projecting energy outward, electricity was projecting energy outward, which is outside the body, which allowed him to be quote unquote God. So he sort of has a little bit of both on that part. Manipulation tactics, of course, like we said earlier, Killua's brother, he was able to control him in very much ways, manipulation ways. So yeah. Transmitting, changing aura properties. I would say that is Hirafika. I think he does more of a transmutation. And then conjure. Modernizing objects from aura. So that also would be Hirafika as well with that, because he also did that the same way with cards and with other objects.
And I'm telling you right now, this anime have a very unique storyline.
But I also say this in a sense, right? To Gon. Because Gon, I think, there was one ability, like his rock, paper, scissors, shoots ability. That is one of his abilities that he has, not as an enhancer, but in the sense of that actually is a small tweak that makes him a specialization. Because I think depending on which one he chooses between rock, scissors, and paper, there's a different effect for each one. And I would believe rock enhances his strength and his power at that point. Scissors and paper did something else.
I get that. Now, we have more questions, or we should continue off from here, because here I'm looking at it like this.
We can talk this one.
Manga.
Let's talk this one real quick.
Now, here's the thing about the manga versus the anime. The series started back in 1999, cover up to Green Island. More atmospheric, darker tone. Darker tone is not a word for that. Then you have to call the Faithful Reboot, that had to be the anime. 2011 series, Faithful Reboot, clean up visual, clean up to the election arc. Okay, clean up to the election arc.
Now, one thing I would like to add, because I forgot to add this, the also other depiction between the manga and the anime. Well, overall, one, of course, the manga is continuing, right? The anime is taking a pit stop so far. Two, also in the sense of the animes, the classic version, which is the 1999 version series, actually had a longer set of episodes, whereas 2021 sort of they sort of bridge short and long depending on certain arc series. So yeah, just add that part in
Okay,
there.
so I'll have to look for the older version. If that's the case, because this anime. Now that we know that, yeah, the new season coming out soon. To be working on
Okay,
it,
but
the
before
man
we go
passed
to this
away.
one, right? So I do got another question for you. So
Go ahead.
going back to the power system, right? What is your
Uh-oh.
thoughts on the power system of Nen? That's the first part of the question.
The way I looked at it, I think that was a very unique, well thought about power system whereby it fall into a chart-like system where it show you not only connectability of the power, but it also show you the weakness. You know how like which anime had a straightforward anime system.
I mean, we can
Power
just
level.
say, like, for instance, in a sense of Pokemon, right? Just to throw it just real quick, right? Fire is weak to water,
Like,
water is weak to grass. Like
there you go, just
yeah,
like that, just
yeah.
like that.
Everyone has their own particular weakness depending on who you're facing.
That's how Nen was just like that, but it made it very super clear. Whereby Toka had two abilities, almost three. But only how you can have almost three when you have a special bloodline that allows you to tap into that. Because it's almost like say it is straightforward. They know you can cheat this. Not like give it profit. It was clear to understand it. Very, very clear. You couldn't even get confused about it. And I give it that. Now we're looking at the production facts. Togashi offered gold on a hiatus due to chronic health.
Oh wait, well, I have another question for you, but
Okay, go ahead.
because the next part of that question was, which of the 6 categories is the most interesting to you? In this case, if you had to embody a particular set of the Nen, what would you take?
Six category meal of the power
Yeah,
system.
which one would you take?
I tell you the specialization system that got me concerned because we only saw one bloodline that exhibit that such ability.
I mean, as
Compared
far
to
as I know,
Naruto,
they really never specifically said it's linked to a bloodline. I mean, you had to be a special character for that, which is why it's so rare.
that's why. But Naruto, that was never a weird thing. Just that certain bloodline in Ninja Clan have some twisted abilities.
Right. I mean, for me personally,
Like
like reflecting on
the Uchiha eye ability versus the Hyuga eye. We'll talk about Hyuga. Hyuga eye, they look like they were blind, but it was not blind. They have visual art level, and they can see the chakra line. But when it comes to the Itachi bloodline, they had a visual uniqueness whereby it could create all type of jitsu or zenjutsu. It was almost like they rival one another.
yeah, I mean, because
Great.
for the Itachi clan, they were more able to predict movements, which allowed them to invade and also to then even copy movements. But that wouldn't it's not enough in comparable to the Hyuga clan, where you can convey the tribe movements all you want to, but with their touch, it is a wrap because shutting down chakra flow is just they pretty much can paralyze you and put you in out of commission.
There you go. And that's what at that point I was looking at because compare that to this one you realize there was more to go. There's so much more about it. I mean, you go like to watch when you see the manga was going very, very further the way it was like, wow, that thing flushed out neatly because you got one special. There's another special bloodline out there that we don't know about that have a very unique ability that we like to see how it portrays itself because, like I said, the power system made it extremely unique. When they had that Hunter Tower, not Hunter Tower, the Battle Tower, they go there and compete among themselves. And you see people with all different type of Nen abilities. With ability that you have to question: are they specialists, or they this, or they that?
Well, yeah, but I think honestly, because I know they never really specifically, like in depth, said what it takes to be a specialist. But honestly, I would believe for you to be a true form specialist in especially in Hunter x Hunter, right? there you would have to have a level of being able to be in every art form in every which way. So in this case, it's like for Gon, as far as just touching just enhancer, I mean, Gon was sort of like, as far as being the main character of the show, he's pretty much nerfed in a sense, as far as just being the main character. But in comparison to someone like Killua that sort of like has two, you can say some other people got two, and maybe even three, is like some people are a little bit more farther than others. So I think when it comes to specialization, you really neither got to be born broken or neither you have to be built different, like incredibly built different. So yeah.
So, like I was saying about production facts, I didn't know that he had a bad back, severe back pain.
Yeah.
That can be what he's sitting on. But we all know we live in the United States of America. We have all type of computer chairs. So I wonder if he have a bad posture when he's doing his artwork, whatever, or his writing. Maybe they didn't spend enough money to buy that type of unique chair, or the chair wasn't invented yet. He's of severe back pain. That was one. Two, Hunter x Hunter is famous for sudden long break in between chapters. Yeah,
well, that's what happens when you have a very bad back. A studio company, you should have paid to make sure your guy was better. I'm just saying, take care of the people, and they take care of you.
That is true. Now, despite the gap, we've been one of the most critically acclaimed shonen series for a complex writing and subversion of trope. Dude, this draw the masses out. Well thought of plot. Great character creation. Great character building. Unique and very understandable power system in play. You couldn't even go wrong with this.
No, you really couldn't. Like literally, I think like if you want to see me saying like what anime had like a perfect setup and build up, I think this is one of them for sure. Like literally, you couldn't really go wrong with this one. But also, just to put it in prospects for anyone that wants to know, I mean, I pretty much, most of you guys already heard my comments from earlier about how I think about the Nen system. I think it's pretty much the perfect power system in anime, period, honestly, with no, secret agenda, in my opinion, because some of y'all be having some secret BS of
and failing. No confusion or unnecessary debate.
Literally impossible. It's literally impossible. And then two, but as far as like the other one, like what category would I have chose if I was in Hunter x Hunter's world frame? So okay, let me get a moment. Let me look at it first. All right. I want to make sure I look at it before I give a moment, guys. Let's see. On another screen. So for me, I would probably go with emission and possibly with a split combo of manipulation. So let me go to why I chose those combos. So first, emission. Just like Killua, when it comes to like elements, fire is like a go-to for me for some reason. I just love fire. Like fire is just one of those crucial things for me. So fire, like being able to have the emission with fire, which again can also be speed, but at a certain limitation, in some form or fashion of just fire bending control. So yeah. And as far as with manipulation, because controlling objects or beings, if I had a way where I can control the mindset and in a sense of building with a sense of fire, I ain't gonna lie, I'm fucking up a lot of heads. Like just the psychosis of thinking you're on fire when reality you're not on fire. It just fucked up. It's so fucked up.
Do I say the power level system have a very unique rule to it? Because if you watch the anime, it was laying down the rule why certain abilities what it is, why you have to train for certain ability, why it had to project itself or choice of a certain way. His system was straightforward, it was clean cut, but it's also did a level of difficulty to achieve. I respect that. We're almost reaching the 2 hour mark right now, so we get to the last two slides.
Yep.
The
And I
key
had some
thing of
final
this
questions.
anime, which is very obvious, friendship and loyalty. That was a huge chunk of this anime. The bond between Gong and his friend is a central theme throughout the series, but it's very critical for a lot of
Yep.
reasons.
Because if you get,
Morality and justice.
I was gonna say no. Yeah,
No, no,
I
let
was
me go
gonna
back.
add this real quick.
Friendship. No, when you talk about friendship and loyalty, when I'm saying that, there are times I'm sure people are thinking Killua will betray Gong.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, at least like first season, some people would think that in a way, not the case. But I think another thing too, right? When you think about this as far as friendship and loyalty, because I'll even speak it from Killua's perspective, right? When Killua was pretty much kicked out of the Hunter exam because he did a lethal blow, in the final Hunting's exam, which you couldn't actually quote unquote kill people, right? He had to retake back the test to at least keep on traveling with Gon. So, him having that enough patience and durability to just go back and run it again, that just goes to show you his durability of his friendship and let alone his loyalty to keep this going and being around him enough to keep on this traveling and his mission. So, yeah.
Will you say that Gong was the reason for Killua to be sane mentally?
Wait, say it again?
Will you say that Gong was the reason why Killua had to remain sane? Like, Gong and
In
Killua
a sense, yes.
level each other out.
Yeah, you can say Gon
It
was
did in very-
his...
and
You can say Gon was his what was that? What's that word?
his son.
Huh?
Gong was his son. Gong was his son. I'm taking that script from Boruto because this particular character say Boruto was his son, while he's like the moon, being the dark. That's what the case until Gong lost his pureness and he became something that even Killua was scared. He was said to himself like he didn't know Gong can reach a level of that he was fearful.
Well, I mean, yeah, you got
Mind
to
you,
on that, but
Gong unleashed something we don't have to put
oh,
unleash yet.
look, look, if you're talking about what I think you're talking about, look, when he did that, hey, I ain't gonna lie, that right there was the true pick. That was the true biggest moment in this whole anime. Like you would have been like, yo, wait a minute, hold up now, hold up, because oh hell no. And this is
And
why
the
I say
thing is-
Gon, like, I think being a specialist is neither a birthright or neither a build-up process. Because the way you seen Gon at that particular arc, bro, you had to believe that was not enhancing. That was a little bit more of something else in a mission. Because no way in hell you just growth spurt the way you did and then caught a body in the worst way. There ain't no way.
Because what he did was jeopardizing his own life, and Gong had to go through this. What Gong did for Killua to do the unthinkable, bring out somebody in the family that everybody knows. No. You're not bringing the do out for nobody. But little did they knew that Killua had total control of that individual because there's a level of bond, keyword friendship and loyalty.
Okay, so
That
you're talking
particular
about
family
you're
has
talking about
to
the other
Killua.
thing, because I'm talking about something different. I'm talking about towards the Chimera Ant arc.
They're two sides of it.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about the Chimera arc.
You right
We're
about it.
talking about his
Chimera arc
brother,
is correct.
well, his sister. In my
Because
opinion.
after the Camille arc, Killua had to go and bring out a particular younger sibling who ever thought there was no control. Now we're like, Killua already had control of the person, but of the bond, keyword, loyalty he had. So that person that they were afraid of, Killua gave a command. If anyone trying to encroach in me, in my space, take him out. I'm like, okay. I was like,
I'm talking like that is a. I'm trying to tell you
that was a mess.
that female slash
That was messed up.
empty doll of a life form is literally a walking a gate of death for anybody that fuck around.
Immediately everybody on the screen saw and say, okay. Everybody was like,
I remember the mom
got
jumped
played.
up and like, oh, I was like, oh boy.
we got played. Killua played everybody. He had it under control from the very jump. Didn't even know that. He lied to the there was rules to it because he figured out how to contain.
Of course,
but
because he
within
knew the
contain
rules. He
game.
just didn't want to tell everybody else the rules.
Well, the thing is, the rules had it whereby he was the rule.
But that's the whole point of keeping the rule safe. Imagine a world where they know the rule and they use it. I'm in fear for a lot of people out there. I'm in fear for a lot of people.
When they saw what he did, they realized we can't touch him no more. We cannot go near him anymore. And at one time he had to save Gong, and his older brother was trying to come in. He said, "Can you send our brother back?" Okay. He just and let me know. Now I'm gonna put a variable that anyone won't be afraid to cross. And when he put it out there and said that if anyone come in close to my face, they'll take him out clean. I said, okay, that which is here's the thing, that which is automatic. It's like he put an invisible force shield over him and his sibling. Wherever they go, you cannot come near them.
And then why I said on the side of Killua, like it's just so way more developed on his end because it's just crazy.
The plot, I would say the plot twist about it. This is why I say friendship and loyalty. It was a big deal throughout the anime. Because there's a level of loyalty between certain people and a level of friendship.
But even from the sense of Killua's side of the story, that also goes into morality and justice. Because having her locked up like a caged animal ain't the answer.
This show explored complex questions about what it means to be complex. Complex. At one point, you didn't think Killua was good because the way he did that prisoner. Oh, here.
He was like, bro, the amount of speed he took to body him, I'm like, what? God damn.
The speed, the accuracy. It was throwing
I ain't gonna lie.
Growth and potential. I hate to say that this animal fully embodied that clear. Growth and potential. If you watch this anime, you will know that there's so many levels of growth that every other character was going through that you will wonder, like, how far would they go with this?
Especially when they got to the arc when they started getting to the video game. That's when that real like growth and like new levels was really getting cooking.
Coming of age, gone journey at the classic coming of age story, and he navigated to a dangerous world, learning about his own identity. You know, that was a deadbeat dad among the rank of deadbeat daddish. Yeah, coming of age, all right. Coming of age. But I think that's the name of the show we'll have one day. Coming of age. The art of being a deadbeat dad.
I really just proved that he's not as right as most people that you think he is, but okay.
All you anime lover, if you have an idea with anime that you know who the deadbeat dad character, bring it in. So we can start ranking up from SSS level to SS to S to A level to B level. We'll put a ranking system because there's a lot of anime. You can do a lot of topics on based on quality, based on behavior, based on morale, based on. It'll be mad fun because as you get into more and more, I'm just to realize the plot starts to stick out more.
I mean, I'll also say this, right? If we do deadbeats, can we also do horrible dads on a side piece? Because let's be honest here. I mean, and the reason why I'm saying is horrible, meaning if you go back and go look at Berserker, yes, I'm gonna sit there right there. Because boy,
we got to go back to that one. We got to go back to that one.
I'm just saying, when it comes to horrible fathers, or in this case, adoptive fathers, yeah, prick.
Ooh, but I say Berserk is beyond dark, the darkest anime out there. I don't think no anime can beat that. And if you think I'm lying, and you have an anime that's darker than Berserker, then come to the channel. Let us know. We'll do a show. Which are the darkest anime out there without putting comparison because Wally and I, we both agree. We ain't touching this. Like Anti-Emma, you can't touch this. Berserk took the crown. Clean. Conclusion, while Hunter x Hunter felt like a reach, it concluded did not reach a conclusion. The story is still actually still ongoing on the manga side. The 2011 anime adaptation conclude with the 13th Hunter chairman election arc, and its finale, Gon finally achieved his long-held goal of meeting his father, King Fetus. The meeting on the top of the world tree was cool. I like that scene. So it's a powerful and emotional capstone to Gon's journey, bringing his primary quest to the satisfying close. The final episode showed Gon, Tua, Pika, and Leo each going their separate ways to pursue their own new goals, leaving the future open for them and for the series. While this is the end of the MAC, which is not, the manga continues the story with a Dark Continent expedition arc, which explore a vast, dangerous new continent and introduce many new characters and plotlines. I don't think it ended. It was more of the hiatus because one, the creator himself was severe back pain. Man, I don't remember when I have that.
Right.
Or if you're a man with severe back pain, you're not much. You're more like you're crippled. You can't really enjoy
Again,
certain feature of being a
someone
man.
need to help him get an experienced chiropractor because can't keep having this shit. Reconnect bone structure, something.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
So while we are here at the end of the road, what is the schedule?
Oh well, before we touch on the
For the rest of
schedule,
the
we
week.
got a little bit more. We got a little bit more questions. I got a few less questions, and we're out the door. So
Oh, okay, we got more questions.
yeah, we got a little
We're
bit more
digging in so
questions. We got a
much
little
in
bit
this
more, and we're gonna be out here. So real quick.
Okay.
So what was the most interesting part of the hunting exams, in your opinion, in the anime?
Oh God. There was so much contradiction of the exam. I'm not gonna. The part that was in that one tower thing on top, and they put to go down to the basement, down to the ground floor. You couldn't go and take a shortcut and jump down, knowing that what we're waiting for you will wipe you out clean, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here the screw up part about it. Would have done that. You would have hit the ground floor quicker than everybody else because they did what the sickest of the sickest assassins. If you would have jumped down, all those so-called bird, whatever you want to call it, it would have been done in. And all you had to do is lay somewhere and wait for everybody to come downstairs. But he chose to go along with God. He went like a walking cheat for the exam. That was one part of that aspect of that. The other part, whereby they had to go kill some animal and make some kind of food. I'm like, you threw me off with it, and I felt like there was something hidden. Like, no one couldn't pass that test. It was a total thing if you could think outside the box. The hunter exam was designed to force you to think outside the box, figure things out on the fly. You can't be so traditional in the way of thinking. It forces you to go into a multi-complex form of thinking. So if you try to find solution to the problem, maybe it's not the typical traditional straightforward method. You have to take a detour to get another angle to solve that problem. So that and the tower challenge, it threw me off. I was like, and you have to fight against predators. Then we win the battle. They add on to the predator, and they win the battle. They reduce their life. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? So very unique. That's my thought.
Right. So for me, right, looking at the Hunter's Exam as far as the first arc of the series.
Hmm.
So what was the interesting thing for me? So first and foremost was just the quick an anomaly of the rogue gallery that was coming in, as far as the characters coming in, just looking at it and seeing who were the top candidates. That was one of the many few things because of course it led to a lot of interesting development as far as characters at the earliest convenience for where they were at the earliest times as far as skill set of what they had. Two, just overall also was just like a more building fact of understanding each of these characters and who they were. Because like, of course, knowing who these characters are, knowing where they come from, how are these people like eventually will be important or could be extremely important to the anime. It was very interesting. So like for instance, uh Leorio. So yeah,
Mhm.
Leorio. Technically, Leorio in the anime, if I'm not mistaken, was the only other person of the main four that didn't end up learning Nen, as far as I know, to a degree. And funny enough, if he were to, I would believe if he did were to learn Nen, there'll be some form of, I wouldn't what it would be like, if not manipulation, I think it would be something else. Something of that. Wait. If not, hold on, let me see. If it's not manipulation, it's probably transmissions. Yeah, transmutation. Yeah, transmissionation, or neither conjunction. What the freak? I'm going on. Oh my god.
I'm waiting for you.
Conjuration. Conjuration. Yeah. Conjuration. Yeah. I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen. Add a long one. But
Because
yeah.
you talk about the exam. I'm telling you, the exam was a twisted wheel of
No, yeah. No, I'm talking about exam, but I'm just saying, like, just from the point, like, just learning that character and then knowing that that character stopped, like, in a moment, it was like, well, just imagine, like, how far would he go? So I'm thinking, like, just looking at that, because funny enough, right, Liario was actually one of the many candidates, especially enough a popular candidate to replace the former head of the Hunters Association, which is interesting because he hasn't learned Nen, supposedly. So how do you put someone like that in head? Like, it's just crazy. But that was really actually funny because it was actually funny because it was popular. But again, they do talk about his character as far as leadership and everything else. So again, I don't knock it. It's just very interesting how they just how they sort of just cut him off like towards the second series, like the second arc, and it's like there's like okay, his character sort of stops a little bit, and then it repops back up. So it was just a little bit off. Since he was an inspired doctor, yet you have a briefcase. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know. But
maybe,
like I said,
maybe
it was just setting
maybe
up
the video,
very interesting.
or maybe the video like that
dynamics.
is power wasn't going to show up to later on because he was
Yeah.
more of a late bloomer compared
Yeah,
to the others.
it definitely just definitely his character like just certain people's characters just understand certain characters in that timing, which is very interesting. But it was sort of sad because it's like the moment you saw those characters, that was pretty much the end of most of those characters at the beginning because it's like wait a minute, that's it. Like we don't see those characters again other than a few of them. I'm like that.
But the problem is they was on a huge hiatus because they created backwards. I don't know what let me not throw shade to him. I want to show that he blew out his back from bad sleep impartial or he brought it back from doing way too much at night.
Right. So I also sit here and ask you this next question coming up, right? Do you think that the Chimera Ant arc is the best in the series? Why and why not? Why or why not? To say.
I hate to say it would be unfair to say they're the best because what we're seeing right now, we haven't invented deep enough into it.
Well, as far as the best that we've seen, as far as the anime series.
So far, yes. But they present a continent level threat if they want to be breakout and do what they're supposed to do.
The same.
But they took over a nation.
All I had to do is gender.
And they were the building people to harvest, to recruit, or rebuild their army. A
Right.
lot of things that you were watching that in that arc, it would make you like sick. Imagine someone getting reborn as an ant. You somehow have a strong will that you kept your memory.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
you can't change back.
right. So
With a
give me a
twist.
moment. Hold on. Give me a moment. So for me, right, if I had to choose, well, just speaking on the arc alone, it is one of the best arcs for sure. I think it was the highest climactic point arc because of the level of danger this literally presented and the instant, like the high level battle that it took. This was for sure like one of the best ones, like at the top pillar. But now let me flip it to this. What arc is the best landing position for any newcomer that's trying to get into Hunter x Hunter, I should say?
It had to be the beginner arc because I can't have you send you the audio of the arc without understanding what was.
Hey, I'm just saying, if you had to say this right here, starting from this arc to this arc, should give you a bona fide reason to keep on watching, what is those arcs that you start with? Like literally from the, of course, number one arc, right? The first arc. Where do you go from there? Like, how long do you go before you say this should be certified for you to get into this arc? Like, certified for you to get into Hunter x Hunter. To make that full decision for yourself. What would you have to recommend?
The damn arc will throw you into a loophole. You know what I'm saying? That you have people who are the ball busters in the first round of them. And one particular character, his job was to do all the rookie dirty. Yeah, Chloe, are you thirsty? Yeah. Waiting. Chloe doing the whole that thing. Can I have two more? Yeah, okay. That was like he got found out already. He didn't know he got found out. And then Chloe was like, oh yeah, let me let you know. This don't work on me. It's cool. It's easy on me. I've done worse than this. There was a guy who don't pass the exam. All he do is bust people's balls. Trying to do people dirty. And the exam, yes, you can lose your life. So that arc right there, it will get you interested to see why this anime is twisted.
So you say that it only takes the first arc, and that should be the standard to keep on going if you choose to make that decision on your own, right? That's what you're going with?
That's what I'm going with. I had to
All
think
right,
about it hard. I had to think about it hard because I was looking at beside the beginner arc, the damn arc was just straight brutal. I was like,
all right. Well, for me, if I were to request this for any newcomer that's looking to get into Hunter x Hunter, if you're considering based on what you heard from me and David, how good it is, I would say start from arc 1, and from there, I would say up to arc 4. So literally, that's the Hunter exam arc all the way to York New City arc. I think at that point, that should be the compelling reason right there. When you watch all 4 of those arcs together, that should be the compelling point that should get you to keep on going. I think that's enough development and enough interest for you to consider keep on going with the anime, for you to keep on seeing it for yourself, and then be able to be like, you know what, I am in free will willing to go in deeper on my own free terms, because I think it's really good. I think that right there would be enough for you guys to really keep going forward.
I will agree, but like I said, this whole anime is uniquely in itself in multiple levels. It just
Oh yeah, definitely.
it's very catchy. Any more questions?
Oh no, that is all the questions. So real quick, let's call out the show and we're gonna get out of here. So,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow on Coach Ferg and also Paul Bennett Show, we have Say Less, Hear More, the power of real communication, which Lord knows this world needs because everyone has a particular communication style that just may not gel well with the next person and don't know how to responsibly, give off perfect communication. I'm just going to be honest with you. That's the tomorrow show, so stay tuned for that one. On Saturday, we have a very interesting and very backhanded show.
No.
This show is the Fast Food Wars, the Battle of the Brands. This should also be titled The Junky Food That Will Kill You If You Keep On Eating It for Long Terms.
It ought to be titled The Food That's Killing America.
That too. But that Saturday show, and of course, coming up for Sunday, that is to be noticed. But I believe that show would be today's music and where is it at today, if I'm not mistaken, something amongst that title. But stay tuned for that on the Sunday show.
I'm thinking of tuning up for that show on Sunday because today's music is straight utter trash.
Yes, and David's only talking about a selected few. But on Tuesday's show, we have Men of Men, legends, leaders, and icons of masculinity. Ladies and gentlemen.
And I hate to say, you might not find it in the U.S. no more.
I mean, technically you can. It all depends on how you view it. Again, remember, we're choosing different. We're choosing based upon visuals. I mean, based upon the show, right? Legends, leaders, icons, masculinity. If you tell me today, right? I know a lot of people say whatever they want to say, but honestly, if you watch the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, at least from me and Dave's perspective, for those that watch it, right? Uncle Phil, the true art of masculinity, icon figure of masculinity, perfect representation, right? If you wish to go in. There's many other names of it. Many people you can think of that matches the figure of masculinity. For instance, John Wick, a true form of masculinity from a silent but deadly standpoint. Like, hey, I'm a guy that has literally just went through some very bad times. Do not poke me, please and thank you. I am someone that doesn't want to be bothered. Do not bring back the boogeyman out of retirement. Enough said. Okay, right? There is a lot of ways you can look at it. I don't know how the show is gonna be premised by Sparta for sure, but there's many ways to look at it. In most cases, mostly our fathers. You would say is the standard of masculinity in your life. You know what I'm saying? However you want to look at it. But that is Tuesday's show, and that'll be an interesting one. So please stay tuned. And then next week's anime show, we have none other than a good old classic, Afro Samurai.
Controversial, mixed review, but I'm not gonna say too much. We'll wait until that day.
Oh yeah, and look, and this is another anime that is locked down in history. Cause guess what? Not all Japanese were all just yellow skinned, as we would technically on a technical term.
Because there's another anime that is, I won't say rival to it, but it's historical.
Yeah, there's a lot of historical background.
He came from the motherland, aka.
If you put the work in, there's a lot of historicals back to this. A lot of historicals. But those are it. That is it. Canadian Moore, you got anything else left to say?
Not much. Then let's get this show off the road because I got a lot of knucklehead I need to twist behind closed doors.
Apparently, because they just love to cause racket in the background.
I know about it.
And for me, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed today's anime show. Again, I know we have these tittery-totters of back and forth in the comment sections. Just understand, this is a quote-unquote... Look, this is a show meant for war, okay? Let's just call it for what it is. It's a show meant for war. I want the smoke. I want the smoke, goddamn it.
And here's the thing. That's why we call it Anime Unlock. To make it clear, there's no anime that is safe. If your anime is good, we will talk about it. your anime is controversial, we will speak about it. If your anime is trash, we will roast your ass about it. We call
And
it,
trust me, there's a lot of roasting in anime. Don't even come here saying we're going too far. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of people on social media that be saying some things. I'd be like, yo.
oh, hold on. We going too far? You show me some clip with some doofy ass person has some reviews.
I'm trying to tell you,
anime.
hey, Big Soap, at least it's trying to be fair.
They ordered that he poppy, and he didn't have no other. Like, what do you mean going too far? You serious?
Oh, at least we try to be a little bit fair with the continuity.
We'll get to an era in this show. No, we'll get to the era of this show. We start showing these short clips of people comment, and we'll start destroying.
Sorry, I don't do cigars. I'm good on those. Thank you very much.
So we will start doing that going forward. Because let's be real, they have been speaking some BS about who should be the big three, who should be the emperor. If this anime, I'm like, I'm sorry, Japanese anime is not for dumbed down Americans. You don't have an IQ to understand things.
Okay, look, I'm not calling no one dumb. I'm saying everyone got their position. The only thing is, you better have a strong one because again, I hear this nowadays. I'm hearing a lot of people saying a lot of things about certain part of animes, especially like in the later 2000s.
And you keep showing them to me.
And I'm like, bruh.
You keep showing them to me. And I'm looking at them like.
I know someone ripped Bleach. Like, I'm like, then I'm saying again, why is it a part of the big three if it's so that bad? Or at least one of the worst ones if you had to put it in order. But.
Like I said, bring the heat. I'm ditching the pain.
Oh, this shit gonna be funny. This is funny.
So this is TBN Tech Talk, aka Black David, aka Bear Paw, and my co-host Wally,
aka the petty a-hole.
He is petty.
I will be getting petty. And the thing is, I'm being petty with actual facts.
He the debater. If you think you can debate him because of anime, don't bring it.
I'm willing to have that dance with you based upon the animes. I'm willing to have the dance because honestly, this is the fun part, bro. This is the fun part about animes. You get to get a nice little, you throw a little punches through the bags of the animes, but you know what? You still love it at the end of the day. I'm depending on some of them. You know what I'm saying? Some of them may get that love.
2 weeks from now, I'm giving my cohort a project. So I watch at least a couple of episodes of One Piece. We need to talk about
look,
that.
I'm gonna definitely watch One Piece. I'm gonna definitely watch
because
I know
Mandrel. If you hear this, Mandrel, you want me to invite you over? I know Mandrel want to come on to this show about One Piece. Mandrel is
I'm gonna be perfectly fair. I'm not gonna make because I ain't gonna lie. I saw a person that made a comment about One Piece, and I was like, yeah. I was like, hey, there ain't no way. I'm like, damn, they said that. I'm like,
and here's the thing.
But you know what? I can't make that comment because I haven't watched it yet. I haven't induced it. So, hey.
And that shorty or that clip that you showed me about if anime have over 800 episodes, it's not that good. I'm sorry, it's not my fault you drop out of history class. Suck. The only history you know is how many drugs you chained out after you met how many dudes. I'm throwing out low blow. Like,
hey, I say it like this: if you combine all of if you combine all of Dragon Ball and pretty much say, okay, between Dragon Ball Z, then Super, I mean, do we really needed to go this far just to sell Dragon Ball any more further than what it is when we already know this is what it's always going to keep on being and recycle? It's like, oh, put other people in front, get them beat, main person gets in there, do the rest of the job. It's like, okay. I'm like, literally, people will literally trash it by saying how much light bulb, how much characters does it take to screw in a light bulb within the Dragon Ball Z saga? I mean, the whole Dragon Ball Z It was just crazy.
No, it is. They're used to the dumbed down cartoon watching in the United States. They want to compare it with the anime. That's why.
I mean, hey, don't do that. Don't do that to people. Don't do that to people. People still love Pokemon out there, man.
Yeah, but Pokemon not an American cartoon. It's Japanese animation.
No. Notice what I'm saying. No, notice what I'm saying. No, what I'm saying is, well, you said American, but I'm just saying in general. But I'm saying you're saying a lot of people like a lot of dumbed down cartoons. I mean, well, cartoons, but I'm just gonna say a lot of dumbed down shows. But my thing is, when you think about it, I even can go the same way. How much series do we really need to watch? Ash go through many different areas to try to be a champion. Knowing, especially, I ain't gonna lie, Hoenn. Like literally the third season, I ain't gonna lie, that was literally the most nerfed moment within Ash's whole career as a Pokemon trainer.
I think we did talk about Pokemon. You cannot
tell me you're gonna get him bodied by someone that has legendaries. Like, what type of shit is this?
And we talked about this show before in the past. We did talk about, I think, with the rivalry between Pokemon and Digimon in that sense, but.
And for anyone, yes, I do know that they did in the Pokemon Advance, yes, they did redeem him when he beat you know who with the Reggie Steels and Reggie Ice and all. I know that, but let's be honest. Right, don't get me wrong. Battle Frontier is a higher standard than just, you know, Pokemon Champion. But let's be honest. Why does he keep pushing to be Pokemon Master then? I guess Pokemon Master is better than being a Battle Frontier guy. Supposedly. You tell me, where's the level cap in that show? Because Battle Frontier, I think that's over for me. If I win that, who else is beating me?
And you wonder why I picked Digimon over Pokemon?
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I picked Digimon too, but I'm just saying, like, when you think about the logic behind that, that's why I'll sort of say as a slight dig, like. Technically, Pokemon did a long range too, and the thing is, it could have easily stopped that Battle Frontier.
Hold on. The timeout. Now that you didn't bring it to my attention, how many episodes Pokemon had?
This is what I'm talking about. Let me look. I don't know.
If you have some dumb bimbo talk about, if you have over 800, well, y'all dumb bimbo will buy all the plushie toy of Pokemon. Oh, I love Pokemon. Man. Lost me with that.
Oh, no, this shit crazy, though.
Now you got me triggered. Now we will have another show about episodes when it is too much or when it's contradictory. Because now, let's end this show before I get worked up because we already passed our.
Hold on. I want to actually hit the number on this.
How many episodes does Pokemon have?
Hold on.
Please.
So, if we're just talking about just Ash, like just Ash alone, the first 25 seasons. So, wait a minute. First 25, let's say hypothetically, on an estimate, there's about 30 shows in each season, right? So, wait a minute. Let me get a calculator. Let's see, right? 25 seasons, about 30 episodes apiece. That's about 750 just on a gamble, right? Approximately 750.
So how many episodes are there in Pokemon altogether right now?
Oh, probably about reaching almost close to 1,000 if you put it all together.
And they want to talk shit about all the other anime that have.
That's why I throw the counter dig. Like, I mean, hey, look, because again, in my honest opinion, you want to talk about high point? I mean, Battle Frontier to me was a high point. So again, I mean, Pokemon Master, Battle Frontiers, the level of competition. I mean, I'm just saying.
Let me be shady right. Let me be right shady right here. You was in junior high school when you first saw Pokemon. You graduated from high school watching Pokemon. You graduated from college still watching Pokemon. You got married while you watching Pokemon. You popped out your first kid while you still watching Pokemon. Yeah, your grandkid. No, let me tell you grandkid. I'm not over exaggerating. Your third kid came into existence before you stopped watching Pokemon. And you want to come out of your mouth and say, if your show is not good, but you were driving Pokemon throughout your whole entire pre-adult to adulthood. You're popping that kid, let the kid watch the same garbage you were watching? Really? You lost me. in
Hey,
that.
I'm just saying. Hey, look, certain people can get into an anime, others can't. Let it be. Let it
leave
be.
it on that.
Because at the end of the damn day, you, sir, you still can't get into none other than Sailor Moon still. So, hey, look,
Sue
I
me.
can't still get into One Piece. So yeah, don't be mad.
I know.
Because-
Sue me.
Yeah, soon. Yeah, okay, yeah. I can't wait until you tell me the first episode you watch. I can't wait until you tell me.
Anyway, this is Black David, aka TVN Tech. This is Wally. We're getting too
You
far
know,
right now.
Mr. Petty Pimp.
Yeah, he petty. So if you want to join, and put it there, I'm putting an invitation
Hey, look,
out.
I'm petty for comedy. That's all it is. I'm petty for comedy. Nonetheless,
You want to join
like,
our? You want to join our team? Have any type of interesting conversation on this panel? Please reach out to us. We need room. We have room for more people to join us because it can't just be two of us. And yes, we need a female host up in here because I am biased to Sailor Moon.
See. You're gonna get the show canceled one day. Goddamn it!
How I get canceled for what?
Because you don't have no you have nothing but favoritism. You see, anime should just be an opportunist land of good, essential television watching shows.
Really? I would rather watch I kill like a kid than watching Sailor Moon.
And you know what? And that's the thing that makes no sense to me. You willing to watch Kill la Kill, but you ain't willing to watch Sailor Moon. Ladies and gentlemen, anybody that listens to this video, if you had to choose Sailor Moon versus Kill la Kill, who's bodying who? Put it in the comment section. I need to know now.
I want to watch Tomb Raider than watching Sailor Moon. How about that?
This is a disgrace. You're such a disgrace. You're such a disgrace. You're such a disgrace. Especially since, like, literally, Kill la Kill only had one season? One?
Hey.
Close down the show. Let's go. Close
You
down
can't
the
put
show.
me on that spot. You can't put me on that spot. On that note, good night.
I'm out of here. Have fun, ladies and gentlemen. Good night. Much love to all y'all. No, seriously. Much love to all y'all. We do this for fun. Hopefully you enjoy. You.
Hey, you pushing it. All right. We out of here.